In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this Spotify visualizer in Blender. So I started learning Blender a while ago and I realized I was doing a lot more watching than creating. So I decided to work on this little project in Blender just to see where my skills are at. So I started off by collecting a lot of references. I used Google and I also used a little bit of Pinterest. And I put these together in my Figma folder, which I use before every single Blender render. Once I collected all my references together, then I got into the modeling part. To start off with, I'm not a big fan of modeling, to be honest. I know, how can you use Blender and not be a fan of modeling? I know, I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna grow on me. I knew that I needed something that gave off the shape of an apartment. So I started modeling the exterior, the windows, and I started off with the frame, really, the frame of the scene, the flooring, the frames in which the windows would be in. For me, there's not really much to break down here. I mean, I use extrude a lot. I'm talking about the features I use of Blender. I guess I use extrude, scale. These are the things I'm kind of comfortable with now. Just to get a roundabout idea of what the scene looks like. This is probably like one of the most important things to do for me, because once I've got an idea of what the scene looks like, everything else kind of comes like second nature. So yeah, so once all the important things are modeled, all the important, base and stuff, we started to import assets that we created. So we created some assets, and I don't know what I'm saying, I created some of the assets and I also imported some from Sketchfab. I'm not sure how people feel about Sketchfab. I'm not sure if it's, if we shouldn't use Sketchfab or if it's AI related. I'm not really sure, but I won't lie, it's helped me a lot with saving time, especially when there's something I already know I can create, but I just don't want to spend the time creating. So putting these things together, I think when you're on Sketchfab, it's important to see that the things in your scene match, because if not, you'll get a scene that looks slightly realistic and also too fake at the same time. It's just a good idea to really put all your assets together before you create them, just to get a good idea of what's going to look. So next we moved on to the lighting. Normally I start out figuring out lighting by just looking at the scene and seeing where lighting would naturally come from in the scene. So in this setting, which we're doing an apartment, lighting is going to come through the windows, also going to come from the ceiling lamps, also going to come from potentially even like a TV or something like that. So we started by just visualizing where they would come from and what that kind of look like, where would the light bring shadows onto, and then we went in with a lot of spotlights. I do like a little spotlight as well, lights up the scene very dimly. We did not use a HDRI for this scene. We did add emission to the background. So on the background, there's a little bit of emission, which would just brighten up a bit, so you can see like the stars outside the window, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, I experimented a lot with the spotlights and the area lights, and at the end of the scene, at the end of the whole, we kind of landed on like a dimly lit apartment, which kind of also echoed these. Yeah, what I do want to say is, if you guys have any tips and guidance and things like that, and what you would have included, I would love to hear it. If you got any tips, got any improvements, any adjustments, just let me know down below, comment. That's all for now. I'm going to be releasing another video soon, hopefully. So thank you for watching, appreciate it.